Hi, guys. Welcome in to today's Tuesday Talks. And we are talking about a topic that is very near and dear to my heart. It combines two of my greatest loves, right? I love to talk about love and relationships and dating. And then I love to talk about live streaming and social media because I am a social media personality. So the combination of the both, right? Dating challenges in online communities and how social media can break up relationships. Welcome in. If you are watching me live here on YouTube, please say hello in the comments. And if you're watching the recording, you can say hi too. I like to check my comments and get back to you guys. Okay, so I have to be honest. I have been a social media personality for 10 years. And look, as I'm writing this, people are writing me and asking me to guest host things. I want to do it. I will ask my kid. This is how it is. Somebody just invited me to co-host a special show on the live stream that I stream on. But I have been a social media personality for the past 10 years, whether it was making YouTube videos or streaming on TikTok or Meet Me or Instagram or Facebook. And I have been in relationships throughout those 10 years. I was with my ex for 5.5 years, and I'm with my current partner going on 4 years. So I've been, and then I've also been single, in that break in between, I've been single on the app. And it's very, very interesting, the things that I've learned. Social media can be very toxic for relationships. So this talk is for those of you that are currently in a relationship, or you're thinking about getting into a relationship with somebody that you met online, or you're a live streamer like me and you found love, or you're finding love, or you want to find love online. You need to keep these points in consideration. And I took a lot of time to think about this. All right. So please, if you can, just hit that like button while you're watching the video, share with your friends, subscribe to my channel. I would appreciate it. Okay. And yeah, if you want to leave me a donation, the more the merrier, right? The more the merrier. I call them love donations because I feel so much love when I open my Cashapp and I see I see these little donations. Okay. I've watched firsthand as couples disintegrate online. People that you can clearly see love each other just fall apart. I've had my own tragic experiences online for all the world to see, with love breaking down, love making up, love not surviving. So I can say without a shadow of a doubt, I am definitely a good person that knows, understands, and can talk about the pitfalls of online dating. I could write a book, and I probably might, about how to date and pursue love online in a healthy and safe manner. Because most of us, let's be real, are dating online to meet our person because it's just so much easier. But it can be so daunting. Like, who knew? I'm 46. Who knew that we would be having terms like ghosting, love bombing, breadcrumbing, narcissist, right? Gaslighting. It's like, oh my gosh, how do we even find love when these things exist? Is every person toxic? Does everyone have baggage, right? Well, listen, whether you're single or in a committed relationship, I want to give my observations to you and some recommendations about how to, one, if you're looking for love, how to do that in a safe way. And two, if you're in a committed relationship, how to protect your relationship. Because I did not know about a lot of this. And it did cause problems in my relationships in the past. I can thankfully say they do not cause problems in my relationship now because myself and my partner have learned through these things I'm going to talk about. And we created safe ways to ensure that the toxic people stay toxic on their own time and we stay in love in our time. Number one, the biggest problem with being part of social media or dating online is the lack of quality communication. Those of us that are online, we're so used to scrolling or chatting with other people in YouTube videos, on TikTok, on Meet Me, right? So these conversations can take precedence, so much so that when we meet people in real life, we don't know how to have a real world interaction because we can be emotionally disconnected. So when you're in love, when you're dating, you have to find a way to have real communication with your person and quality communication. My partner and I, we have time throughout the day. We actually have 2 to 3 moments throughout the day where we put our devices down and we have one-on-one conversations with each other. We sit in the same room across from each other and look at each other when we talk to each other. And I know that sounds very basic to people that are not as online much, but trust me when I say it's huge for online personalities because we're so used to many different things happening at once and not having to maintain eye contact. So it's a real nurturing moment when you can do that with your loved one. So be aware that if you are online a lot, there will be a lack of quality communication. Number 2, there will be a rise in jealousy and insecurity. Okay. If your partner is a streamer like me, you can get jealous if they're constantly bombarded with attention from people. If you're, say, a female and you have a guy that's online, you can get jealous if the guy is streaming and there's females there throwing themselves at him, which happens. Or if you're seeing your partner like people's pictures, talk to people online, have online friends, that can also breed jealousy, right? Because it can trigger feelings of insecurity or suspicion, especially if you're long distance. So, my recommendation for this is to be open with your partner. Yes, when in my beginning relationship, because my man was so desired by so many females online in the online world, and they tried so hard to make me feel like stuff was going on. I've had women straight lie on him, you know? So it's like when I realized all of that, I had to realize that not everybody out here is coming from a good place. Not everybody is wanting to see the best for you and your person. There's people out here that actually want your person. And you have to come to terms with that. Even if your person don't want them, doesn't care about them, is not interested in them, that's not going to stop them from doing what they're going to do. So my recommendation, if you have jealousy or insecurity issues with your partner, I recommend 2 things. 1, get therapy. Get therapy for those issues. And also 2, talk about it with your partner. If you're with the right person, they're going to support you no matter what. They're going to love you. They're going to want to work through this with you. They're not going to want to just kind of sit there and watch you fall apart. You know what I mean? They're not going to do that. They care about you. They love you. And they want to see you thrive. Preferably with them. Right? Preferably with them. Just give me 1 second, guys. I think like I don't know if it's because we had the hurricane pass through and we've been having a lot of rain, and I noticed that my internet is kind of like coming in and out. So let me just kind of see if I can do something here, reset my internet really quickly. I apologize. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, I think it's working better. You guys will tell me in the comments. So, number one, a way that people disconnect from each other, and which ultimately leads to a breakdown in a relationship, lack of quality communication. Number two, a rise in jealousy and insecurity, right? My recommendations is to get a therapist, talk through this with your therapist, and also let your partner know that the things they're doing makes you feel uncomfortable. Now, sometimes your partner might be like, I just won't do it again, right? Or sometimes your partner may feel strongly that you're infringing on their freedom or on their individualistic nature. So you have to be prepared to have conversations because remember, like relationships can work with any two people, but it takes both people wanting to actually make it work. So if you have problems in the relationship and you're going to your partner and you're saying, I have a problem with this, and they don't make you feel seen or heard, they don't listen to you, they don't have time for you. These are warning signs, guys. These are red flags. Because you always have to put yourself in that position. If your partner came to you and said, I have a problem with this, are you guys going to talk about it? Are you going to have a discussion? Or are you just going to shut them down? Oh, no, this is what I'm doing. Right? So address it with your partner. Number three, unrealistic comparisons. You know, social media showcases idolized versions of other people's lives and relationships. It's not real. And this is unhealthy because it can lead to unhealthy comparisons to your own life. You can become dissatisfied in your own relationship if it doesn't measure up to what you see online. And I have to tell you something about that. I do not name names, but there's a lot of people online that pretend that they're happy or they're in a good place, but they're not. And the reason why I say that is because I've done the readings for said people. I've done the soul alignment coaching for said people. I've been the healer for said people. Couples that just are shiny, happy, oh, look at me, look at my fabulous life, look at my love of my life, are the ones coming to me saying, I think he's cheating on me. I think she got somebody on the side. I think he fell out of love with me. I think she doesn't want to be with me anymore. Okay? So don't believe everything you see online. People lie a lot. And if you're comparing your life and your relationship to those people, you're not getting the full story. My recommendation is when you start to go into that comparison mode, maybe you go on Facebook and you see a friend from high school on yet another vacation with the love of her life, and they're having a great time. One, don't hate, don't judge, because you don't know that story. Trust me, you don't. But I recommend you turn off social media and you write your partner a beautiful love note. You write down all the things you like about your partner, all the things you like about your relationship with your partner, and remind yourself that the relationship you have is perfect for you. and you don't need to be that other couple. Okay? That's my third point. Number 4 is privacy invasion. Privacy invasion is very, very strong in the online community because there's so many people who want to share and overshare about their personal life. And I have to tell you, I used to be that girl. I used to be that girl until I started to develop jealousy in the women I was talking to. And how do I know that? Because then they started hitting on my man. The same women that I was confiding in or talking to about my relationship were the same women trying to be his friend, trying to text him, trying to call him. And he's just sitting over here like, who are these people? Why are they reaching out to me? So you got to be aware that oversharing is giving people the fuel to burn your relationship up. Keep your things private. Now, I share a lot about certain aspects of my relationship online, but the reason for that is my partner is an online personality like me. So when he talks about things in his stream, I feel like, okay, it's out in the open now. We can use that for topic. We can use that for content. We can talk about that. But trust me, for every 5 things you hear me share on, there's 500 things I don't share on because I respect the sanctity of my relationship. All right? Keep the details of your love life private. Share only if necessary, but never overshare. And always think about your partner. How would you feel if they were sharing similar information about you? Would you feel violated? Would you feel embarrassed? Would you feel exposed? If you feel those things, then chances are your partner would feel the same things too. Now, my last point is really mostly to the females that are watching this and listening to this. My last point about the ways social media can break up a relationship is the overdependence on validation. It is so easy to get caught up. And trust me, I've been on social media for 10 years. It's so easy for your ego to blow up when you got so many people telling you, oh, you pretty. Oh, you look good. Oh, you're so smart. Oh, you're so intelligent. I love your vibe. You are a vibe. When so many people are telling you that, it's so easy to get to your head and feel like, dang, I'm the S, But that's not true. I do believe they genuinely mean what they say when they tell you nice things, but you have to take it, receive it, and put it somewhere. Don't surround yourself in that energy all the time because what happens is you become dependent on the approval of others. And then you become dependent on the approval of your partner. And then you become dependent on the need for him to validate you. You're going to want constant calls, constant texts, see them all the time, be with them all the time to reassure you that this person loves you. That's not real life, guys. Life online is bigger and brighter than real life. You have to remember that. So when you come off the stage, you got to leave the showtime there. When you take the lights off, you take off your earrings, you wipe off your makeup, just the way you physically come down from online, you have to mentally and emotionally come down from online. You may have been online and did such a great job and made, I don't know, $500 in like an hour. Great, good on you. But when you come offline and you take off the makeup and you take off your earrings and you collect that check, you're going to the grocery store to buy groceries to feed your family. You're paying the light bill to keep the lights on, right? It's real life. So just the same way you have that switch for yourself, have that switch for your partner. They didn't fall in love with your personality. They fell in love with you. And when I mean personality, I don't mean like your actual personality. I mean your social media personality. They didn't fall in love with that. That may have drew them to you, but that didn't keep them with you. What keeps them with you is you. Plain, old, simple, natural you. That's why they're there. Okay? So allow yourself to accept the relationship where it's at. My man and I, when he's at work and I'm at work, because I'm busy and he's busy, 3-4 hours might go by without us talking to each other. But the longer you spend with somebody, the more in tune you get with your person. Because if I go 3-4 hours without talking to my man, it's like I'll look up from work and I'll be like, wait a minute, when's the last time I heard from him? Let me just send a little sweet note, a little love note, Hey, babe, just thinking about you. I promise you guys, 9 times out of 10, he's either writing me at the same time, he wrote me before I wrote him, or he was thinking of writing me when I wrote him. And the same thing, when he writes me, I was thinking of writing him, or I was about to write him, or I had just finished writing him. It's just, you have that connection. And then you can feel the validation is so much more stronger than somebody constantly being around you, talking to you all the time, on the phone with you all the time. Give your relationship air to breathe. I love the fact that he has a life outside of me and I have a life outside of him, because I couldn't be with somebody who's just, we're always together. But I'm not going to knock those of you that do that, because I used to need that constant validation too. Okay? So allow yourself, your partner, to have interests outside of each other. Allow yourself time away from your partner. Create the healthy space. And also too, it honors people in your life, because you don't want to have to talk to your friends only in front of your partner, or your children in front of your partner. That doesn't honor the other people in your life. So when my man goes downstairs into the basement to call his mom, to call his best friend, to call his family, I walk away. I leave it alone. I don't want to hear. I don't want to listen. I don't want to be around, because that got nothing to do with me, right? They got things to talk about. They have their own relationship. And I feel like me just being there for what? It's you got to give people space. All right? So these are the 5 things I learned about how social media can break up relationships. I wanted to share them here with you because it's really been put on my heart that there's a lot of you in real relationships that could thrive, but you may be allowing things to come in, other people to come in, all these behaviors to come in that can throw you guys off. Don't let it throw you off. All right? Respect the love you have for your person and keep the focus on them. If they can keep the focus on you and you keep the focus on them, you guys are going to make it. Trust and believe. All right, guys, that's it. Uma wrapping up for another Tuesday Talks. I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know in the comments what you thought about my talk. And if you have ideas or topics you'd like me to bring up for Tuesday Talks, drop it in the comments, hit me in my DMs, and let me know. I'm always open for new and exciting things. All right, guys, I'll see you later.